What's good, my people? Welcome to the first of hopefully many lives with Smallito. Ain't got nobody in the building yet, but let's see. Ain't got nobody in the building. Yo, what's good? What's good? Yeah, man. Let's talk about it a little bit, man. Or it's the first of many to come. Hopefully, much love to everybody, man. Talk about this whole Will Smith, Chris Rock debacle. Get y'all opinions on it. See what y'all got to say. Sure, just like everything in life, it's a whole mixed bags of opinions and thoughts. So let's talk about it, man. Me, I feel Will Smith did right by his wife. Is a lot of people probably feel that he played himself, but me personally, I think that he did what he had to do. Now he chose to do it in a big public forum like that. It is what it is. I mean, that's what he felt was necessary. My man Ace Rivera in the building. That's a day one. That's a day zero. Like that's my guy, yo. Or everything. And he says it's looking fake as hell. Yeah, I can't lie, man. A lot of people got that opinion. They think that it's fake. I don't think it's fake at all. I don't think like why what what do they have to gain from doing something like that? And you know what I'm saying? Like it don't really make any sense to me why they would make that up and it just they have nothing to gain from it. Both of them are huge stars. Like Will Smith is arguably one of the top five actors in Hollywood. Chris Rock is arguably one of the top five comedians out right now, and probably some people would probably say all time. I just don't think that it's anything to gain from it, honestly. I mean, I respect your opinion though, but a lot of people have been saying it though. You're not the only one. I've been hearing it all day from people saying that he was right, people saying he was wrong, and then people saying that it's fake. So I don't know. I mean, to me, it looked pretty real, man. The reaction, everything was spot on. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's true. A lot of people saying that. If I ain't have to say, but I don't know if he ran into him yet. I don't know if they seen each other. I don't know what happened. But that's a good question. I mean, and who's to say that he won't have the same energy? I don't know if they've seen each other yet, though. But he needs to have that same energy. You know what I mean? But they were saying that people were saying that they want a break or they weren't really technically together when all that was going down. But still, obviously, you seen by his reaction, he was hurt. That man was crying. So I don't know, man. I just know that he chose. Like I said, when I seen it, I said, "Damn, yeah, that slap wasn't even meant for him. That was meant for August Alsina." Facts. Oh, I didn't know that. She was smashing his son's friend. Yeah, Jada's loose, man. She's out of control. She's out of control. I can't even I can't even. You know, it's I can't even speak on that because real shit that that's trifling. If you do, you fucking with one of your son's friends, like she ain't got no respect for him. But that's not to say that he don't love her, man. You know, yo, you from the hood, though. Like you know that there's a lot of dudes that mess with some treacherous females, and these females be out here making them look crazy, you know, and they still ready to go and bang out for them. It happens all the time. It really does, man. Everybody plays a fool, man, and unfortunately for Will Smith, not like most people, he got played for a fool and millions of people seen it. So, you know, that's the difference. You know, when somebody like me or anybody else, only a handful of people gonna know what really transpired. But when you got somebody like Will Smith that millions and millions of people know, yeah, it's gonna get, you know, it's gonna get some traction. But that's crazy if she was smashing one of Jaden's friends, man, that's trife. It is what it is, though. What's up with you, though, man? What's going on? I got Ace. I tell you, you a day one, man. I got a few. Jenny Love, you know, I got a few really good people, man. I hope that they pull up. But if not, it is what it is, man. This shit is spooky, though. He really went out, though. He really went and smacked him on the Oscars. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like this, if this was like the MTV Awards or something like that, then I'd maybe say it was fake. It's like this is the Oscars, yo. Like that's high society. They don't play those games, man. It's not, you know, they don't need that type of shit. And Chris Rock, like I said, I don't think him getting smacked on camera would enhance his career or anything like that. Or, you know, Will Smith for that matter. Like, I don't think he would really gain anything from, you know what I'm saying? Like that. It just he came out. That was the joke that broke the camel's back, man. He just was tired of it. He been taking L's, like, and if what you saying is true, August Alsina, Jaden Smith's friend, like God knows who else, man. That man got a lot of built up anger. That's why you don't fuck with people, you know, because you never know what these people are going through on the inside, man. You fuck around and catch an ass whooping that wasn't even meant for you. You catch a bullet that wasn't even meant for you because you just caught him on the wrong day, and he been carrying and harboring all this pain, waiting to let it go on somebody, and you happen to be that person, man. That shit is dangerous. Chris Rock caught that. He caught a straight smack in my book, in my opinion, a smack that was meant for August Alsina. He caught that straight in the face. It be like that sometimes, though, man. Word. But yeah, man. This shit is ugly out there, man. Word. What's going on though, man? Talk to me. What's good, Ace? What's going on, man? You always got something going on, man. You definitely an interesting dude. For everything. He was laughing at first, then he just flip out. She been rocking that bald head with yo. I'm saying like that's what happened. I agree with you because when he first said the joke, you could see it in his reaction. His reaction was he was laughing. He giggled, but you know, he looked over and he seen that his wife was hurting. He seen that his wife was upset, and he took it from there. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, like I said, we could look at her for being whatever we think she is. She's a smart. She's, you know what I mean? She's this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, that's his wife, man. That's his wife. And his wife, you know, dudes don't be caring, man. You see it all the time. Niggas come home, man, you pull up, your man tell you, like, you know, if you got a real friend there, he gonna tell you, oh, she was out here doing, you know, listen, man, she ain't no good, bro. She ain't there. And the nigga stay with her, forgive her. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. It's just, you know, love is love. You can't help who you love, and you know, we want to forgive people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. That's his wife. That's another thing. It's like it's different levels to this shit. So when you are married, it's more everything is more serious and more enhanced than if you dealing with a girl, even if you're dealing with a girl for 4 or 5 years, but you're not married, it's different. You know, people say it's just a piece of paper, but it's really not. That shit means and it holds a lot of weight. And once you sign on that dotted line, people take it to the utmost seriousness. Like it's different. It's just different. I don't know how to explain it. If you've never been married before, then you probably won't understand. But it is different when you have you know, a wife or a husband, and they cheat on you or something that's magnified, it hurts you a lot more than if it was just your man or your girl or your baby mother, et cetera, et cetera. You know, and people take it a lot more seriously, and that's why I think Will jumped out the window like that, because that's his wife at the end of the day, and whatever we think about her doesn't matter to him because he loves her, and you know, and then not to mention he was already in his like feelings. He was, you know, he was nervous about his whole the whole, I'm sure, the Oscar thing, and he was very, like, you know what I mean, on edge, and then that just happened. Like you said, he was laughing at first, and he looked over at his wife, and the rest is history, man. Because that's something we're gonna talk about forever. Every time the Oscars roll up, every time the Oscars come around, that's gonna be the first thing that people say. They will forever be tied together. Even though I heard that Will just apologize to him, which doesn't make any sense to me, because at this point there is no apology that could be taken. Like, nobody is ever gonna fucking, you know, forgive that. I wouldn't think. Like, the man smacked you on uh, a public platform where millions of people seen it. I mean, it's been all over Instagram all day. It's been on the sports networks. It's been everywhere. Like, this shit has gotten so much exposure. It's unbelievable how crazy this is. I'm never getting married because of shit like that. Hey, yo, that's smart though. That's just smart because, listen, if you're not ready, you're not ready. If you find the one that, you know, never say never. That's what I always say. Never say never. Because whenever people say never, they usually wind up doing the things that they never said they were going to do. I don't know. Maybe you're going to stick to your guns. You know, I can't judge you. I don't know. Like I said, you're an interesting dude. So maybe you know, you're going to stand on that. But in the same token, man, you know, there's something to be taken very serious. I think people jump into a lot of these situations like marriage and children and shit, and not really doing the research and not really understanding the magnitude of these situations and what's going on, and you know how serious these things are. So marriage is something that you definitely should take serious. If you're gonna choose to spend the rest of your life with somebody, man, you know, you better make sure she's the one, or vice versa for a woman, you better make sure he's the one, because it's easy to get married, but it's hard to get divorced. I'm telling you, it's not easy. I mean, you can get married within a week. You go get a marriage license and all that shit. All that shit get cleared real quick. Go down to City Hall, make that happen immediately. But getting divorced is a different story, and there's a lot of things that need to go with it. You know, people trying to fucking fuck people over. If there's kids involved, it's even worse. So it's a huge decision. It's a huge commitment, and a lot of people aren't ready for it. Really and truly, a lot of people jump into it and aren't ready for it, and they jump into it for the wrong reasons. Um, so yeah, just be ready. Be ready for all the things that come with it. He said, "I'll get married when my shit don't get up." No. Yeah, see, you ain't shit. Why she go? Come on, man. First of all, with all this crazy technology we got, I don't think that'll ever be a problem. I think that no matter what, we'll always have some sort of medicine that'll rectify that. So I think that's not gonna happen anytime soon. But you're a cold dude, man. He said, "I ain't good." So you know, at that point, will she want to get married to you? At that point, you know what I mean? But that's definitely funny. Um, what's good? Salute, Los, exit 8. Yeah. I already be knowing. Yeah, New Haven in the building. I see you though. Yeah, facts. Salute to you, man. Thanks for pulling up. Yeah, we talking our shit, man. You know, leave a comment. What you think about that slap her around the world, man? You know, that's everywhere right now. Like I said, it's been on everything. I mean, Instagram, Facebook, every TV network. I've been watching the sports networks. They talking about it. I mean, this is just, it's beyond anything that I've seen in a long time. So yeah, definitely. You know what y'all think about it. I know my man Ace Rivera. He already say he ain't getting married. You know, and he should have had the same energy for August Alsina. But like I said, who's to say that he won't have the same energy? I don't know if they've seen each other yet. I don't know what the case is with that. I haven't really been into their whole little entanglement situation. But I will say that, you know, Will Smith definitely put on for his wife yesterday, and I'm sure that she appreciated it. He's getting a lot of support and a lot of backlash. I mean, there's a lot of people on both sides of this. There's a lot of people that feel that, he went out. He went too far, and that it was very inappropriate and all that. And then you got other people that feel that he was definitely justified in what he did. I'm on that side of the fence where I feel like it's his wife. We can feel however we want to feel about it, but the bottom line is that's his wife, and he loves her, so he's gonna do what he got to do. He felt that that was the right thing to do, and he didn't think that it. Some people were saying that it was the right thing to do, but the wrong place. I mean, regardless of the fact, it is what it is, man. I don't know. I think that that's something that's gonna be historically remembered, and like I said, he apologized. But at this point, I mean, any real man knows, like, you're not gonna come on. If Chris Rock already did himself a disservice by not swinging back or doing anything to defend himself. He tried to laugh it off, but in reality, man, you can't laugh something like that off. That's something that you need to handle right then and there. You know, so I wouldn't accept his apology. I wouldn't. It ain't nothing to apologize for. It's just when you see me, just throw your hands up type shit. I don't know. At that point, the man totally disrespected you on stage. You know what I mean? In front of millions and millions of people. I mean, this shit is seen all around the world. There's people in Australia commenting, in England and all this shit. Like, this shit it's everywhere. And everywhere you go, it's gonna follow you at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, everywhere you go, so it's gonna follow. When you get heckled on stage, somebody gonna talk shit about you getting smacked. Like, it's always gonna be there. So for me, I can't forgive you for that. I can't just take that on the chin and say, yeah, you know what, it is what it is. Nah, it's really not what it is. You violated. You violated in the worst way. Like, so I mean, at the end of the day, man, if he chooses to he definitely kept it professional, if you want to say that. But listen, there's certain times in certain situations where you just gotta be like, man, fuck that. And I think that was one of those situations right there that I don't think anybody would have faulted him for defending himself. At that point, Will Smith came up and put his hands on him, and I'm a firm believer in nobody has a right to put their hands on you. So I mean, so we'll see. I don't know. He apologized. I don't know if he's gonna accept the apology, but we will see. But for whatever reason, like whether he accepts it, whether they hug and kiss and make up on TV, is that slap happened and it's not going anywhere, and everybody's gonna constantly remember and be reminded of that. So, yeah, that's definitely something that Chris Rock and Will Smith are gonna have to live with it. But as far as Will Smith, he has no losses in it. Will Smith is still gonna be Will Smith. He's still going to get many movie deals. He's still going to be one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. And he got to smack the shit out of Chris Rock. Now, Chris Rock, on the other hand, he's still going to be who he is, too, and as far as being a top comedian. And but he's always going to be remembered as a dude that got smacked on the Oscars. So, like I said, man, for me, Chris Rock, I don't even know, man. But how do you feel, though? Like, if that's your wife, if that's your girl, whatever, do you feel that he did the right thing? Honestly, do you feel that by him taking a stance and standing up for his wife, do you think that was the right thing? I mean, do you think that, he should have just played it cool or just laughed it off or whatever the case may be? Like, how do you feel? Do you feel that he went too far? I mean, let me know what's going on over here. That's what we're talking about. I really love the feedback from my people. So, let's talk about it. Let's dive into it a little bit. Like I said, I think he handled it the way that he felt he had to handle it. I think that Jada Pinkett appreciates him. I'm sure that, when he said that about her hair, that was a real touchy subject, knowing that, she has alopecia, and it's a medical condition. It wasn't a choice. It's not like she shaved her head because that's a look that she's going for, like she's trying to create a look or whatever the case may be. She legitimately has a medical issue, and like I said on my video, if you see my video, I can only imagine how she feels as a woman losing her hair. As a man, when a man loses his hair, it's very it's something that fucks with you mentally. You know what I mean? It's something that you have to deal with. You have to get used to, and it kind of it can hit you and it can make you insecure. That's why you see men buy wigs and get hair transplants and you know constantly wear hats and not want to show that they're bald and all, like, because it is something that weighs on your mind, and that's for a man. Now for a woman is naturally supposed to have like supposed to have hair. So I can only imagine the insecurities and the feelings and the hurt, whatever that she has, you know, with her hair being gone. You know what I mean? It's something that she probably has to battle with all the time. Now let's not get it twisted. If you know Jada's Pinkett, like, you know, I always remember her with short hair, Low Down Dirty Shame, and all the older movies. Even when she was at Set It Off, she had the braids in the beginning, but at the end, when if you remember, she cut them shits off. She was rocking a little short haircut. She's always had short hair, but in the same, you know, in the same token, um, you got to look at it and say, you know, that was a choice. Now she has alopecia, and that's something else. SN3 says, "Fuck out of here, man. You making excuses." I'm not making excuses. I'm just giving you my point of view on it, and I would like you to give me your point of view on it. You know what I mean? You know, I respect everybody's opinion, and I'm just giving you what I feel. I'm just telling you how I feel. So, you know, like obviously you don't feel the same way. Obviously, you know, then speak on it. Ace Rivera, you definitely right. Amber Rose looked amazing and looks amazing with short hair. Some women could rock it with, you know, with and make it look good. And when slapping at a major award show, you made excuse. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like I said, man, you can't really. Will really is a legend. Yo, I'm saying, look, man. Um, I'm not saying that. I listen. I could he have chosen a different place to do it, a different venue? Yeah, I think he could have. I think he could have ran down on them backstage or after the award show or after at an after party. Yeah, but it would have been the same result. You know, did he? It's not professional having niggas run up and smacking niggas on. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you that it's a bad look, but there are like, you know, it's maybe it was necessary. That's how he felt that it had to go down. To keep Alaska, I'm always family first. Damn the Academy. Just my opinion. Hey, I respect it, and I agree with you because, listen, when you this, and I feel like in this day and age, we've become way too comfortable trolling and talking shit about each other and talking shit about, and it's not even about each other. We take it to the utmost. We'll talk about it. And I'm not talking about me. I'm just saying, you've been on YouTube, you've seen all these platforms, Clubhouse, all this shit. There is no, like, there's no boundaries. People will talk about your kids, your mother, your dead grandmother. People are disrespectful. Now, I'm not saying that's what Chris Rock did, but what I am saying is that sometimes people just aren't for the bullshit. And in that moment in time, Will Smith was not for it. And he took the matters into his own hand and he really went in and did what he felt that he had to do. I'm not saying that he's, you know, that he couldn't have done it in a different way, but I'm saying that's the way he chose to handle it. And I don't think that he's wrong. That's his wife at the end of the day. Like I said, it's a different animal when it's your wife. It's a different animal when somebody's talking about somebody that you love. You don't take into account what's happening or who's around you and all that shit. Shit got to go down. It's going to go down. It's going to pop. It's going to pop wherever you're at. That's just the way it is. I mean, I've seen shit go down in the craziest places at a fucking little league game. You know, like when it get ugly, it get ugly. You know that. So, like I said, I'm not trying to. What size bra you wear? I don't know, man. I missed the ad, and I see we got a possible trolling here, but it is what it is. That comes with the territory. Explain how he was laughing. That's like Ralphie Mercado throwing Latin Grammy Awards and reggaeton niggas running down on and bad. But look, like I said, you were right. When the joke was initially told, he went and said that, you know, he was laughing. You could see it on camera. He was laughing. But he looked over at his wife and he seen that it really hurt her heart. And then he took the action to walk up there and smack the shit out of him. Yeah, listen, like I said, that's his wife, man. You don't know, they live together. You don't know if he catches her in the mirror looking at her head crying. Like, you don't know the pain that she's going through. And I get it. He was laughing, but, you know, you might, listen, just because you felt it was funny, if you love your girl you might think that something is funny. She don't. You're gonna act on there anyway. You know, just off of her impulse. Like, yo, that shit. You know, it just happens. Not everybody's the same. Some people could laugh it off in that instance and say, you know what, whatever. It's a joke. It is what it is. But he chose to, and he's not. It was the reason why we're talking about this so much is because it was completely out of character. Like nobody ever expected Will Smith to react that way. Not even Chris Rock. That's why people are saying that it's fake. Like, oh, he stood there and let him slap him. Nobody expect, like when I seen the first replay, I wasn't, when I seen him walking up, I didn't think he was gonna smack the shit out of him. I thought he was gonna say something to him. I thought he might have took the mic. I don't know what he was gonna do, but smacking him was definitely the last thing I thought he was gonna do. Will been labeled as a weak dude since he promised his grandma he wasn't going to curse on the record. He'd been public for generations. He added, "Hey, I agree with you. Listen, I agree with you. You know, Will Smith has gone through a lot, man, and you gotta realize that. Like he's gone through a lot. He's been ridiculed, especially since that whole August Alsina thing have come out. He's been ridiculed enough. He feels that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, people he's people always I think that people tend to put these people on a pedestal like they're not regular people. Like enough is enough sometimes, you know, and just because these people have hundreds of millions of dollars in Will Smith's case doesn't mean that he doesn't have feelings or he doesn't get hurt. You've seen the genuine emotion that he had when his wife confessed to him what was going on. So for us to think that he's going to react in a different way than you or me or anybody else is foolish, because these people are just people. They just have more money than us, than most of us. I don't know who I'm talking to. I could be talking to a billionaire for him, but I'm saying most of the people in the world don't have the type of money and the type of live the type of lifestyle that Will Smith and Jada live. You know, that being said, just because they can go to Turk and Caicos whenever they want or go to Dubai whenever they want doesn't mean that they don't hurt. Doesn't mean that they don't feel the pain of infidelity or whatever the case may be. Like, it is what it is, yo. Queen's fine, is it? And my man Ace. If she felt so bad, she could have wore a wig. She liked the baldy. Yo, Ace, listen, man. She just embracing her, you know, what she going through. She really just, you know, at this point, I feel that she really, makes she really made a decision to just live in her truth and do what she had to do. She could have wore a wig. You're right, she could have, but then she wears a wig. And what if Chris Rock says, "Ah, yeah, we all know you." Like you know, what if that would have happened? She wore a wig and Chris Rock would have still thrown a jab at her. I think that Will Smith kind of, you know, just had enough of the bullshit. And maybe if you've been watching, they've been playing clips that this isn't the first time that Chris Rock has, you know, kind of thrown a shot at Will and Jada. And he probably was just tired of it. And, you know, sometimes when you look at somebody and you just like, yo, next time son say something, the next time whatever, I'm popping on him. And that's probably what happened. You know, like I said, like he just had enough. Queen Hail Blue Boy. Yo, shout out to Blue Boy, man. Much love to him. I hope he holding his head. I see him doing good things. I see him, you know, making moves. So I'm happy for him, man. That man deserves his freedom. Salute to Blue Boy. Smolito, you know, Brujas that shaved their heads to the Santos and smoke cigars for Elegua. Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, I know. You know, I mean, listen, you know, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother animal. And I definitely do know a little bit about that. I had a couple of people that showed me a couple of things about that life. I'm not going to shoot them down. That's something that they deeply believe in. I'm not going to say that, you know, I don't know everything about everything. I just know that the world is that I've seen that anything is possible. And that's definitely something that's not to be played with. So, you know, shout out to that, to the people that do Santeria. More power to you, you know. He from Philly. I always said Bronx and Philly dudes can be your best friend and bleed for you, but you cross either. Watch out. I lived in both places. Got mad love for both. Yeah, you know, I think that one thing I will say, man. Listen, um, we have all type of people everywhere. So I don't want to get into the whole thing about, but I do respect your opinion about Philly and Bronx dudes. But there's real people everywhere. There's official dudes everywhere. There's fake dudes everywhere. There's snitches everywhere. Um, so listen, much love to Philly. He is from Philly, and Philly give it up crazy. We all know New York City, not just the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. Like, it's just it's like that everywhere. And salute to you, man. As I've been in. I only went to Philly one time, but I was in Pennsylvania for a short period of time. I was out of town doing a little whatever out in Easton, and I breezed through Allentown and Bethlehem and Coonsville. Yeah, Coonsville. They got a place called Coonsville out there, people. So yeah, much love to Pennsylvania, as they call it. And much love to New York, the Bronx. It's always going. Love is love. Will Smith is a beta male. Queen's finest. I mean, if that's how you feel, like, look, I'm not. Listen, I'm not here to dispute you. You entitled to your opinion. He he definitely I don't know. People can say what they want. I don't know if I would call him a beta male. I just know that whatever the case may be, he took a stance. Sometimes enough is enough, and yesterday he chose to take a stance on and stand on his laurels and stand on his principles and stand on his and put some respect on his wife's name. He got tired of it. People are constantly talking and poking at this man and poking not only at his wife but his kids. For a long time, people talking about Jaden Smith is gay and his daughter is this, and then the whole August Alsina thing. Like, it gets to a point where you just had enough. And I don't think that slap was made for Chris Rock. It just happened that way because he was, enough was enough, and he happened to be the one that caught the stray slap. That's what happens. Thanks for looking out on that Blue Boy interview. I'm not a Vlad fan, but that was tight. Yeah, I really think that Blue Boy, that Vlad gave him a good interview. He ain't take no cheap shots. He kind of let Blue Boy talk his shit. Um, I really respect Blue Boy and what he's doing and what whatever he's been through. Because you know why? I see a lot of dudes on this thing and they talk about jail experiences. And there's a couple of dudes that I genuinely like listening to their jail stories because they're talking about it from a perspective that they're not trying to glorify it. Everybody always tries to say, well, I'm not glorifying this. I'm not here to do this. I'm not here to glorify it. But they're saying it with a smile and laughing, talking this and the third. It kind of it's contradicting yourself. You know what I mean? But when I see him talk about the things that he's been through, when I see him talk about the the Larry Davis situation, other situations that he went through as far as what led him to go to jail, I see sincerity in his voice. I see a lot of just pain and whatever. Like, this man went through 39 years of pain, man, and I just really hope that he can try to live the rest of his life on the outside and make the best of it, man. Like, you seen the pain in his eyes when he started talking about his mom's dying and his son leaving his son and everything. Like, you seen the human in him. You didn't just see the Bing monster that everybody portrays him as. You seen that he had a heart and that real niggas cry too. So shout out to him, man. I wish him all the best. Enough should have been when August was smashing his wife. Men aren't supposed to be that emotional. Women are. You're right about that, but we living in a culture now where men are more emotional than women in a lot of cases. Believe me, I deal with a lot of fucking dudes that are fucking emotional. You know what I mean? Dudes that take everything to heart and everything. Nobody can ever say nothing. You feel me? So you're right. He should. But like I said before, I don't know. Maybe you know better than me. Did him and August Alsina bump heads yet? Did they cross paths yet? I don't know. If they did and he didn't do anything, then you're absolutely right. He should have that energy for him. But if they haven't had a face-to-face yet, who's to say what's going to happen? I know one thing. If I'm August Alsina and I haven't seen Will Smith yet, and I'm in a restaurant and I see him walk in, I'm on point at this point. Because you see what type of time he's on. Now, if you already seen him and ain't nothing happen, then maybe it just is what it is. Indiana in the house, long time sub. This is day one, bro. Let's do a collaboration. Hey, yo, I love to do collabs, man. I love to, anybody that fuck with me, I fuck with y'all, man. That's how that go. So shout out to Indiana. Only place I really know in Indiana is Gary, Indiana. I heard that they get it in out there. Obviously Indianapolis, right? Yeah. And yeah, shout out to you, man. Definitely get with me. Life ain't that black and white, homie. I just had a similar situation with my woman, and I couldn't contain it. I'm working to try to be better. Peace to all. Yeah, yo, listen, man. Like everybody's different, so it's different strokes for different folks. At the end of the day, some people are more forgiving than others. You know, some people could go through a situation like that where their significant other steps out on them, and they more often than not, I'm gonna say this: men are a lot less forgiving than women. Women will, and I know this from personal experience. Women will put up with our shit for a long time. Will constantly get like go through heartache and heartache after heartache from us cheating on them and cheating on them and taking us back. But a lot of the time we hear them doing one, even if they just talking to somebody, we hear one thing and it's over. You a hoe, you a smart, I can't fuck with you. But we expect them to forgive us over and over again. That's something that I don't find to be cool. I don't find that to be right. I think we need to keep the same energy. If you a nigga that know that you fucked up a lot of times, who are you to judge her? Y'all just don't need to be like, I get it though, but like I said, there's a lot of people that can handle that and move forward. But if you know you're not one of those people, don't play yourself. Just leave it alone and keep moving because it's gonna hurt you. Blue Boy killed Larry Davis. Personally, he has racist undertones. He sounds like Curtis Slows is the Republican racist talking points. Um, you know what, man? I don't know. I didn't get that from Blue Boy. I mean, I've seen a lot of black dudes come out in defense of Blue Boy and really, take up for him and say that he ain't really he ain't on that type of time. And like, his whole story of him becoming a gang member, a Crip, was he was sticking up for another black dude, a black dude that was scared to go to the yard, and he went out to the yard with him, and he was ready to put on for him. Um, listen, man, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm not gonna act like there aren't racist Puerto Ricans or racist Dominicans or racist Latinos for that matter. But I've met a lot of racist black people. I met a lot of racist Puerto Ricans. I will say that where I grew up, for the most part, as far as me, I'm not even gonna speak for the people around me. I'm saying me. Like I really had a lot of 90% of my peoples, they all black people. They really showed me a lot of love. They held me down. Like I said in my video, they let me stay in their house for years. They fed me. I've eaten Thanksgiving at people's houses. It's all love when it comes to me and the black black people. I love them. Um, they're family to me, real shit. And I love everybody. Like I said, I love my people too. I love Puerto Rican people, but I'm smart enough to know that Puerto Ricans and black people are one, real shit. Not just because we live in the same neighborhoods, but because we all went through the same struggle. There's a lot of black people. People have a misconception that America was the only place that had slaves, when in reality there were slaves all over the Caribbean, slaves all over South America, and slaves all over America. Puerto Rico got a lot of slaves. Dominican Republic got a lot of slaves. Haiti, Brazil. Brazil has more black people than the United States. Did you know that? I bet you didn't, but now you do. So look, um, I think that we all just need to get past this bullshit and understand that, no matter what, like I said in my video, when we all got rushed, when the pack. Oh man, can y'all hear me? Anyway, man, can y'all hear me, man? So look, man, the fuck? Yeah. Can y'all hear me in there, man? All right, hold on. Let me get to these comments a little bit, man. Um, yo, why NFL Gabe, yo? Just I don't know. Hit me in the comments. I'm I don't know. Hit me in the comments. We'll figure something out, bro. You know what I mean? Queen's finest. Women are supposed to be held to men's standards. We can't compare women supposed to value themselves sexually. If they cheat and you stay, you are her. You have no self worth as a man. I get it. I get it. I'm not saying that I would do that. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that there are some men that can look past these things. So you know, it is what it is. Whereabouts in the BX you from? I'm from Castle Hill, Parkchester area. 6 line. yeah, that's pretty much the area I grew up in. And yeah, shout out to 228th and Broadway. Salute to that whole hood. Like, salute to everybody, man. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was slavery all over the place. Ace Rivera says we were slaves first, and parents don't teach us that shit. Yo, you ain't lying. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, man, like we all have this misconception that Smallita, you can't be racist because you look like that big from the Gap Band. Nah, but we all have that misconception that America was the only place that had the slavery thing going on, and in fact, there were other places that had even more slavery than America going on. So, at the end of the day, man, we just need to get past this. I think that we all have to bear in mind that there is slavery. I mean, that there is racism still, but we can't let it cripple us, man. Because at the end of the day, man, real shit, we look at it and we let that cripple us. We let that hold us back from a lot of things, and let it affect us on a day-to-day basis. And we need to kind of, I understand you can never forget where you came from, but we need to start figuring out and focusing on more of where we're going instead of our past. I think, I could be wrong. I think everybody's entitled to their opinion, but he says, "Smalley doesn't like the nigga from the Gap, man." Africans sold their race, their slaves. They want reparations to go back to Africa like the Chinese did. I'm not even going to touch that one, Ace, man. You're a wild boy. Just wanted to get that cash donation option on your lives. You know what? I'm not here for that, man. I'm not here for that real shit. Like, I'm not here for that. Honestly, I just want to speak to the people. I want to speak my truth. If that happens, it happens. This is my first time anyway. I don't know the whole intricacies of all this stuff, but I just, like I said, I just want to, interact with the people. Y'all show me a lot of love. You know what I mean? Like real shit. And y'all always leave a lot of people leave great comments, and I'm really interested in hearing y'all go, y'all points of views. But yeah, man, getting back to this whole, the race thing and everything, man, I think that we all just, we need to acknowledge that we're stronger together than apart. And that's where I'm at with it, man. So yeah. And I do hear we'll need to leave Jada. She's toxic. That family is bugged out. SN3, yo, listen, he ain't going nowhere, bro. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, that man got 30 years almost with that woman. You know what I'm saying? Like how many, I don't know how old you are. I'm 37 years old, and I can't think of anything that I've loved for 30 years or something that I dedicated 30 years of my life to. To dedicate your life, 30 years of your life to anything, whether it be a profession, a person, whatever the case may be, that's a lot of love there. That's a lot of dedication. That's a huge commitment. And he's been with her. They've raised kids. They've done all these things. They've been through ups and downs. I think people fool themselves into thinking that life is always going to be happy and marriage is always happy. When you see these older couples, if you really talk to them, like these old couples that have like 40, 50 years in, yo, they'll tell you, yeah, we got 50 years in, but it was hard. And you could bet that a good 10 years of that 50 was probably really, really rough and really hard to get through, but they stuck it out. And that's the way that shit goes. You know what I mean? Like I said, marriage isn't for everybody. It's really not. You see that because the divorce rate is so high right now. You could you're gonna take that plunge. Make sure that you know who you're doing it with. Make sure that you understand that it's a commitment that is gonna really, really take a lot out of you, financially, emotionally, physically, all that. It's no easy way out in that motherfucker. So if you choose to do it, make sure you got the right one. Their relationship open and everything except Joe's. They open everything. Apparently, yeah. Yeah, apparently that's where he draws the line. the faster people realize that racism won't ever go away, the faster they can focus on their own goals and get without issue. I completely agree with you. Tavia, what's goody? Salute. I completely agree with you. Like I said, that tends to cripple us, and we tend to focus in on those things instead of really understanding that it's a greater cause. We gotta get past this. You know what I mean? This is something that happened. It's unfortunate. It's part of the American history. We can acknowledge it, but we shouldn't let it cripple us. We should be able to move forward. And unfortunately, more times than not, we see a lot of people where I do feel you that it do be excuses. Because we can't sit there and say, oh, well, the government made me shoot him, or the government made me sell drugs, or the government made me do this. No, we all have choices in life. You might not like the choices that you have, but you have a choice. All that bullshit that people want to act and point fingers, man, this shit just ain't real, man. You gotta take accountability for what you did and what you're doing. Point blank, period, man. You know, nah, G, I don't think it was right or justified. I respect it, Tavio. Like, but why? Why do you not think it was right? Why don't you think it was like, go into why you kind of don't feel it was right? Because you're not alone in that stance. There's a lot of people that don't feel it was right. And I just want to get your take on what was going on. Chris Rock, Chris Rock handled it with class. He handled it as good as anybody could have handled it in that situation, as far as not going, to blows with him. You know what I'm saying? He definitely kept it classy. I don't know if I would have had to strap it. I wouldn't have. Like, that's too much. You know what I mean? That's too much. But nonetheless, Chris Rock handled it the way he handled it. Um, if we talk to him today, do you think he would have handled it the same way? Do you think that after sitting down 24 hours and, kind of hearing all the backlash and all the fun that people are making of him, do you think that he would have not taken a swing? I don't know. Hindsight is 2020, so I don't know how he feels about it today, and if he feels he did the right thing. I feel where you're coming from. Most people don't take things like that lightly or easy. So I feel you. No, I get it. You know what I mean? And but there is a time and place for everything. And I understand what you're saying, and I understand what ECO saying, and everybody. Because at the end of the day, man, we all have to be cognizant of where we're at and what we're doing. But what I will say is that these people are regular people. We have to really realize and acknowledge that money doesn't turn you into a god or turn you godly or turn you into a better person or not. Oftentimes it makes you a worse person. If we see where, like, we've seen certain stars come and they come out there. Look at Justin Bieber. He was humble as he was a fucking little wholesome little white boy. He got rich, started hanging out with different people, and he turned into a demon for a few years. He's back on track now, but money a lot of the times makes you a worse person than it makes you better. So we need to take that into account, man. That Will is human, Jade is human, Chris Rock is human. We're all human. We all have different circumstances. We all live in different type of houses and drive different type of cars. But at the end of the day, we all hold the same pain, the same emotions, the same happiness. We all want, most good people that have children want the best for their kids, et cetera, et cetera. Whether you're rich or poor, we all have similar values and similar wants and needs. So, it is what it is, man. Now, once Will turned his back, would have caught a Timberland in his ass. Yo, I'm telling you, man. I don't know, man. But for real, Brooklyn got to hold that L. Hey, yo, SN3. I didn't want to say it, but I did say it. Philly, stand up, nah. But real shit. Listen, man. Chris Rock. Let's not pretend like Chris Rock is Mano or something like that. It would have been. It'd have been something different with that. Chris Rock is a funny guy. He's not with all that bullshit. But yeah, Brooklyn took caught a little black eye yesterday behind that one. I know all the Brooklyn dudes is a little bit upset that Chris Rock ain't at least try something. Like ECO said, man, if you ain't, you might not, Will Smith a lot bigger than, but if you, come up behind him, try to punch him in the back of the head or something like that, I don't know how it would have worked out for him, but yeah, man, this shit got crazy. That's funny, man. Brooklyn, man. Shout out to Brooklyn, man. There's a lot of good dudes out of Brooklyn. It's a lot of, Brooklyn got a lot of real ones, man. Just Chris Rock is the funny guy, man. He ain't Mr. Tough Guy. He ain't never portrayed to be Mr. Tough Guy. He just a funny dude. But he told the wrong joke at the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? So he caught that. That shit funny though. SN3, you a wild one. Brooklyn gotta hold that L. That's funny. Yeah, yo. So I don't know, man, my people. It's just the talk of the town. I think you said Pookie caught that L. Yeah, I think Pookie caught that, man. Pookie caught that L, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Mike Lowry put hands on that man. Mike Lowry. Nah, but yo, this is it's crazy. It's something that will live on in infamy forever. Like we will forever think about this. The Oscars will like Oscar this year. Whoever won an Oscar this year, nobody's gonna remember what you did or what happened or what picture you played in, none of that shit. Because everybody's just gonna remember the slap. Not even Will Smith. Him winning the Oscar is gonna be a footnote in history. People gonna be like, yo, remember when he slapped Chris Rock? Yo, yeah, didn't he win the Oscar that year? I don't know. Nah, I don't know. Like people aren't gonna remember that. They definitely gonna remember that slap though. So they are, tied together in history forever. Word. This is crazy, man. Word, man. I appreciate everybody, pulling up, man. This is fun. It's my first time going live. I've seen it done a million times, man. It's cool to have, people in here vibing. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, man. This shit is real crazy. But word. See, we got a couple people, we got a person from Indiana, we got Alaska in the building, I think. I got a couple people, man. What if Chris Rock was white? Woo! Yeah, I heard that question too. I don't think he would have hit him. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. And that's the saddest part about it, I think, man. That's the saddest part, I think, man. I ain't gonna lie. Tell Mano we need answers. Mano, man, lobby boys, yo, what's going on out here, man? What's going on? And Chris Rock, ain't he from Bed-Stuy? Like, yo, the style, come on, like y'all should have told him better than that, man. I feel like fucking Craig's father on Friday. I told him better than that. Come on, Craig, get up, Craig. Come on, Craig. Like it's ugly right now, man. It really is. But yo, look, that's an interesting question. What if Chris Rock was white? Honestly speaking, I don't think Will Smith would have hit him. I think that we as a people, we have a no tolerance button when it comes to each other, and that's sad. I think that and I'm speaking for Latinos and blacks. Speaking for the community that I was raised in, New York City, which is a melting pot, the biggest melting pot in the world. But I think that we are quick to go at each other more than we are anybody else, and that really yo, all right, man, easy. Nah, really. I look at it and I say that I feel that we have some sort of disdain for each other. We are very quick to go at each other and hurt each other, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. It saddens me because truth of the matter is, I do feel that it would have been handled a lot differently if he was a white comedian. Like, say if that was Jerry Seinfeld or somebody like that or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that he would have had the same reaction. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel. Word. But yeah, man, shit crazy. It's a good question though, man. I really would like, that would have been crazy to see, you know, Chris Rock. If Chris Rock was right, there also would have been a crazier backlash, I think. As far as people would have been more I feel like the most of the people that I've heard have been more in line with agreeing with Will Smith's stance. But I think if Chris Rock was a white man, a white comedian for that matter, I think that there would have been a lot more of a mixed bag. I think there were a lot of people would have been more upset about it than more laughing about it. Because we have this country is one of if not the only country that everything is attached to race, and it couldn't have been just two men fighting. It would have had to have been a black man and a white man fighting instead of just two men that had a disagreement, whether they were white, black, yellow, green. Um, it's just everything in this country is attached to race. We constantly have to make it about race. So if that was even if it was two black men, we made it about race because we always have to tie everything to race. I don't think that this was the thing about race. I don't think that you know I think that it was just man, just a man standing on whatever he felt was right at the time. I would like to think that he would have handled it the same way or had the same type of energy had it been a white man or a Chinese man or a Spanish man or whatever the case may be. But you never know. Um, so yeah, why they call you Smallito? Well, my name is they call me Smalls. Smallito. I just one of my men that I was locked up with from Bridgeport. Shout out to my man Porter. Um, he used to call me Smallito. Like yo, Smallito was good, and I just I thought it was funny. And then Carlitos Way is one of my favorite movies. It's kind of something that I try to emulate because if you know the movie and you've seen the movie, obviously he was a dude that was out there doing his damn thing. He caught a big bid. He got lucky by the grace of God and got released, and he was doing his best to try to change his life. And that's kind of where I'm at with it too. I'm not trying to say that I was a kingpin and none of that shit. I'm not trying to say none of that. I'm just trying to say that I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to do better. And yeah, so that's where Smallito comes from. I'm really everybody in my hood knew me as Smalls. Um, so yeah, I just my man put the little man. That's. Shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. Whether you stayed for a second or you stayed for an hour, shout out to y'all, man. Real shit. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know. I don't know how to drop the link or do none of that shit, but I don't know if anybody even wants to anyway. But let me know if anybody wants to pop out and fucking talk they shit, man. I'm completely, cool with that. Um, word. Let me see. I agree. Wondering the impact on racial tension. Um, I don't know, man. It's always something. It's always something. It's sad that we always have to. It comes down to this. It's very rarely do we ever have a problem that doesn't involve race. Um, we always have to look at things through the lens of racial tension, racial, what how it's going to affect us racially, and this country's on edge. You know what I mean? This country's on edge. Oh, okay, I answered it. Yeah, but regardless, man, like this country's always on edge. It feels like for the last I'd say 3 or 4 years, we've really been on edge. We've really been, especially since the whole George Floyd thing. I think that tensions have been at an all-time high. Um, and I just, I hope that we could all just realize, man, we gotta do better. You know what I mean? We gotta do better for the generation coming behind us. I don't know, at this point, man, it's not even about us anymore. If you're forget what we can't trip over shit that's behind us. We need to look forward, and that's where I'm at with it, man. I hope that we all could just fucking one day just come to a realization that what happened, and we can't change that. Only thing we could change is the future, and that's what we put our efforts into. Not focusing on what hurt us, but what's gonna heal us. I don't know if we'll ever get there though, man. Word. But yeah, man, yo, y'all be good out there. I'm gonna keep it, short. Keep it well, not really short, a little hour. I look forward to talking to y'all again. I appreciate everybody that came through. My man H. Rivera, SN3, E-Man, ECO. Let me get a shout at everybody out, man. Tavia, you know what I mean? Queen's Finest, Goomba, you know what I mean? Everybody, man. Word to everything. Tukis, Alaska. Shout out to you, man. Word. Um, you know, YNFL, Gabe, get with me. If you're still in the chat, man, get with me. Or I'm gonna try to get with you, and we could definitely do a collab, man. You know, shit is real. Everybody, man, everybody that pulled up, man, everybody that pulled up. Much love and respect to everybody. Y'all stay blessed out there. You know, keep God first, man. I really urge y'all. I'm not the most, religious person in the world, but I believe that, if you put God first and you believe, he'll light up your life. So, to the next time, my people, love is love. Peace.